Janjiku lagi, walau 1000 kali pulang sendiri, aku takkan tertulis lagi. Apakah kau terima cintaku lagi setelah ku kembali dari pandangan kamu kenal jadinya aku. Jangan jiwaku telah ku mungkin janjiku lagi walau 1000 kali ku sendiri, aku takkan temui lagi. Cintaku lagi setelah ku kiri janjiku lagi 1000 kali aku pulang sendiri, aku takkan temui lagi. Apakah kau terima cintaku lagi setelah ku kembali dari pandangan kamu kenal jadinya aku. Jangan jiwaku telah ku mungkin janjiku lagi walau 1000 kali sendiri, aku takkan temui lagi. Cintaku lagi setelah Assalamualaikum guys. Ramai belum masuk lagi. Alright. Okay, kita tunggu. So welcome everyone to our last class before Hari Raya. Except for lab 2, we still have our lab on Friday, inshallah. Okay. And talking about today's class, we'll cover on e-commerce. If you look into the notes that I uploaded in Putra Blast, what we will cover today is pretty much on e-commerce and e-marketing 1, which will covers on the basic of e-marketing. Okay, e-marketing and e-commerce lah. But before we start on that, just to recap. Yes, saya.
Admit kejap Hajar Zaidi. Dia tak nak masuk.
Ya,
Hello.
Hello. Siapa yang kata hello tu?
Saya try mikrofon.
Oh, okey, Atika. Okay.
Nurin.
Nurin.
Atika.
Simon tadi?
Ya, Doraemon.
Ada Nurin Simon. Okey. Cantik latar belakang tu. Dingin si Suka dia. Kalau jumpa si Suka, ke salam.
Suka kena karantin.
Si Suka tengah karantin, jawab pula dia bagus. Dah dapat masuk belum? Saya unlock meeting.
Line dia kot doktor sebab dia kata dia tak masuk lagi.
Saya unlock meeting so anyone can come in and go out at any time. When anybody that goes out, please make sure that you come in back. Okay, now talking about last week punya class, we're talking about ethical. Before that, Raita ada? Raita Ji, because cases in Bangladesh is too hiking now. We pray for the best for ourselves and also for our friend Raita. Kes begitu tinggi di Bangladesh. Satu hari 1,600 death. Kita cases dia kira death kan. So that one is very very scary. Okay. Anyway, alright. Last week we talked about ethical. We talked about ethics. We talked about privacy and also information security. Now I forgot to give you one scenario. Who can answer the scenario that I will give here? Ziting, you don't want anything, yeah? Farhani told me. Is it true that you don't want anything? Tak nak apa-apa?
It's okay.
It's okay, betul?
Yeah.
There's a frankly offer from me, okay, because you managed to answer that day. Lepas tu Farhani pun nak sesuatu. Farhani jawab dalam
Tiba saya pula doktor. Pada doktor yang offer. Doktor tu
Okay. Alright. Anyway, one scenario. If let's say, to recap of whatever last week we learned, let's say in a condition where you katalah, Aisyah boleh panggil Aisyah Doktor ni aku impit ke apa tahu dia tu. Aisyah Watif. Okay. Katalah Aisyah Watif send a message to Nobita, to Nurin. Okay. Aisyah Watif send an email to Nurin. How many copies are there in that communication? How many emails are there in the cloud? Saya duduk bawah ni, jangan kata, kenapa doktor kaki dia nampak tiba-tiba lah. Agak-agak lah for the rest of the class. If I send, let's say me send email to Farhani katakan. How many message are there? Satu. Lain? Bayangkan dalam internet, saya tulis and then saya type, saya send kepada Farhani. How many message are there copy? Lepas ni semua orang tak tidur malam ni.
2.
Ada 2, okey. 2 betul? Okey, 2. Sekarang, if let's say I want to delete the message with me, are there still 2 copies or 1 copies?
Satu.
Satu lain ada answer? Ataupun katalah komputer saya meletup, naudzubillah lah kan. Tiba komputer saya meletup. How many copies ada lagi?
Oh tak, masih 2.
Masih 2. Okay. Sebab apa masih 2, Farhani?
Sebab even though dah buang dekat email kita, sebenarnya data tu still ada lagi.
Still ada lagi. Okay, alright. So katalah message awak kutuk-kutuk, bukanlah awak Farhani. Katalah you are gossiping about saya kan? Antara si Atika dengan apa ni Hafizah katakan. Dia message untuk Dr. Farid. Kemudian message tu setahun yang lepas. Do you think that message will still available now?
Oh, dalam drama pernah dengar benda ni.
Dengar tak?
Tapi rasa ada lagi sebab saya tengok ni drama lah, tak betul ke tak.
Okay.
Drama kata kalau benda tu even though dah buang sekalipun macam mesti boleh dapat lagi.
Okay. Yang lain ada pandangan lain? Farhani nanti bagilah address, saya hantarlah makanan apa-apa. Dia banyak nak awak.
Yalah doktor.
Tak apalah doktor. Simpati jawapan. What do you think? Is that particular message still available or not?
Available dekat cloud.
Available dekat cloud. Okay. Siapa jawab? Atira. Alright. Yes. Okay, lain. It is available. Okay. So that is one of the issue in terms of privacy, ethics, to sum everything. Even though that I burn my computer, saya bakar, alamak, terkutuk pasal Atira katakan, ataupun terkutuk pasal Farhani banyak sangat dengan Atika. Kan, terkutuk banyak sangat, lepas tu alamak, tak apalah, aku bakarlah komputer aku. The copy are still available in the cloud. Okay. Not to make you guys scared or tak tidur malam after this, but that is the scenario, or to simplify to you guys, to give example how whatever conversation that you have online is still available there somewhere in the cloud. Okay, and that is the basics of any discussion, any argument about privacy, and also about ethicals and about information security. Just think about that, and then you will say that, alamak. Okay, that's why lately if you say something bad about yang Lagung ke, semua dia dapat detect balik because of that. Even though that you deleted on your copy ke, on your desk copy ke, anything, they will still have track and trace of your anything that you have done online. Not to scare you all, but that is a fact. To sum the topic of EPIS last week. Okay, so think before you act lah. Kau kutuk-kutuk, katalah kutuk dekan ke apa kan, lupa tak delete. Lepas tu dah hantar kat semua orang. Okay, so those are the things that you should wonder when you are in this cyber world. Okay, tidak macam cerita Korea selalu bila habis tu macam cerita baru-baru ni saya tengok apa Crown apa Crown King, Crown apa, siapa tengok cerita Korea? Mak saya yang jawab bilik sebelah sekarang. Yang dapat mesej dia bakar, kan? Rahsia rahsia antara kita, sebab dia jadi maharaja tipu kan. Oh, bakar. Nanti hilang. That was those days. Now you bakar macam mana, the thing is still there. Okay. Alright, that is last week. Now this week what we will cover for our class today. You can take a look in our Putra Blast. I already posted the notes there. Okay. Okay. So can you guys see this? Nampak Okay. So chapter 5, we are in chapter 5. We are in a good track. we are still on the right track to finish all the 10 topics of this subject. Okay, what we will cover for today, we'll cover the learning objective is to describe the 8 common types of literate commerce, various online services. Saya baru lepas dengar berita hari ini, the good news, the good news from the government, dia kata jaringan ada the government just launched a new program, a good consideration by the government. This says that sometimes yang penerima PPR bantuan prihatin rakyat, some of them they don't have enough capacity to access the internet. Saya tak payah pergi jauh, pakcik saya sendiri, they don't have enough money to go through all these any of the internet connections. How you want to get in touch with them? So today government jaringan kasih, tak salah saya, jaringan apa dah baru sekejap tadi ni, Perdana Menteri launch this incentive where they will provide some money and also provide some connection with all those B40s and those who are not capable to get the access of internet for free. So now everyone have the connectivity. Okay. Remember that I've told you the 3 GPT, general purpose of technology. One, it must be evolution of the internet. Okay. Second, it must be networking. Networking mesti ada. Maknanya infrastructure must be there. Then only you can talk about individualistic ataupun individualism dan sebagainya. So if you don't have networking, you don't have the infrastructure, there is no use for you to introduce all this incentive, but not every people in all the spaces that we have in Malaysia, not all can benefit the technology that we have. So tak guna ada kampung jalur lebar, jalurnya entah ke mana, lebarnya ke mana. So today government launch another incentive which we have to husnuzon, bersangka baik, yang that particular incentive that will give everyone. When I say everyone, every single person in Malaysia get the access of internet. By doing so, then we will talk about the benefits of internet and so on and so forth. Otherwise, some part of Malaysia, people are very happy. Orang berkemampuan, they all are very happy, can get the access, can get all this e-marketing punya, boleh menari Shopee beramai-ramai. Shopee Raya boleh menari, tapi not everyone get the benefits. We don't want that. So I have to say that the benefits that the government launched today is a very good intention. But again, a good intention must followed by a good implementation. Okay? If you have a good intention tapi tak ada implementation, there is no use. Okay? So let's see. Ethical and legal issues and so on. Okay, tak apa ni kita tengok nanti. Now, overview of e-business. Definition, concept. Okay, what is definition and concept? Now, e-commerce, like I've mentioned to you, the process of buying, selling, transferring, exchanging products, services, or informations via computer networks, including the internet. So this is the basic thing. If you're talking about e-business at large, it's a broader concept than e-commerce. Servicing customers, collaborating with business partner, performing electronic transaction within an organization. Everything is being digitalized in UPM, for instance. It is e-business. But once you started to talk about buying, selling, when you start menari Shopee Raya tu, kan saya tengok pun ya Allah, terbiat apa menari Shopee kan. If you start to do that Shopee dance, then you will talk about e-commerce. When there is a buying and selling, sistem barter pun tak kira lah. Kalau you pergi pada eBay, eBay is where you can apa panggil tu, apa kita panggil tu, lupa lah perkataan tu pula. When you want to put some prices, bid when you want to bid for a goods, that is e-commerce. Okay. When you want to do some exchange, let's say I want to exchange this 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 keyboard with this keyboard. Katalah Farhani ada keyboard ni, saya ada keyboard ni, nak tukar secara online. That one is what we call as e-commerce. But as long as existing of any transaction or any businesses online or digitally, that is what you call as e-business. So this is my favorite question lah. Saja sebut tu. Okay. Now, degree of digitalization. Okay, degree of digitalization. There are three concepts. Okay, the concept is three concept. What you call as brick and mortar. Secondly is visual organization, and thirdly is click and mortar. What does it means? This definition is based on ada tak gambar? Try to look for the picture. Okay. Tak ada. Okay. This is an example. Example of what you mean by degree of digitalization. Brick and mortar, purely physical organization. Everything, the product, the services, and how they make the transaction, all are physical. Yeah. Then you call as brick and mortar. Brick is brick, mortar is mortar. Okay. Partial e-commerce. Okay. Partial e-commerce ataupun kita panggil dalam notes tadi kita panggil dia kita panggil tadi. Okay, kita panggil virtual click and mortar. Okay, click and mortar means half of the company is doing digitalize in digital, and half of the organization activities are doing based on the physical. Now, most of the organization at the moment are doing click and mortar. Okay. Now, virtual organization, if you're talking about everything is in everything pure play ataupun dia panggil pure virtual organization, all dimensions are digital. For example, you are buying book online. Your money that you use to buy the book is online. Katalah you use e-wallet. And then the book that you receive is, of course, it is digital. You read it online. And the payment that you do and the book you never receive in physical. Tak ada buku-buku macam ni, tak ada. Okay? You never receive that. All that you receive is the manuscript. It is online, sent to your email or whatsoever. So that kind of thing is what sometimes we call pure play, or we call it as a virtual organization. But in most cases, especially in our field, food service, we can never be virtual organization. Sebab macam mana nak makan benda-benda yang virtual? Boleh makan benda digital? Tak boleh kan? Kita kena order makanan tu kena sampai, kita kena makan. We have to feel it. And in that instances, our company in food service industry are mostly partial e-commerce ataupun kita panggil dia apa tadi saya panggil, saya pun dah lupa dah dia. Dalam notes kita panggil dia sebagai click and mortar organization. Okay, we have three: brick and mortar, click and mortar ataupun virtual organization. Okay. And then what next? Okay. Type of e-commerce. These are some of the terms that we have, ataupun these are some of the acronym that we have. Kalau pernah dengar kan B2B, B2C, C2C, pernah dengar? B is business. Okay, B is business. C is always customer. Okay. G is government. E is what? E. E biasanya kita
Employee.
panggil employee, okey betul. Ataupun some cases E itu most of the cases is electronic, e-government, email, e-classroom. Semua E itu electronic. Okay, we can some cases we can put business to employee, adalah juga B2E. Tapi katakanlah, boleh tak saya buat B2C to B ataupun G2B to B2C? Boleh tak? Boleh. Okay. So if in the exam bagi you banyak situation, what does this type of e-commerce call? It can be B2C to B2BC. Boleh. You tengok rantaian dia daripada siapa kepada siapa. What is the sequence from one person to another? What is the person? Kalau this business, it must be business. If the consumer, can it be B2C to B? Boleh. Kerana customer boleh jual balik kepada business. So those are the types of e-commerce. Not necessarily it ends B2C saja. Tak. Dia boleh sambung B2C to B2B. Boleh. Dia boleh B2C to C to B to E. Boleh. Boleh. So it depends on what are the situation that given to you. Okay. Macam kalau ke government sekarang, e-government, G to B ataupun G to B to C to E. Boleh. Okay. Yang apa ni, permai ke, permerkasa ke tu, ada benda-benda macam ni. Cuma sometimes they're not categorize them under these terms. But if you heard the terms B to C, tu is tu lah. Kan? Biasalah diorang sekarang, you all kan suka tulis perkataan-perkataan for jadi number 4 kan. So it's this kind of things. Now, mobile commerce is m-commerce. M-commerce ni macam you are using your smartphone. You are using your smartphone. You are using smartphone to do most of the things. Now, I remember Professor Buhalis. He's one of the professor in tourism. One famous professor in tourism. If I have time nanti, I will share a very nice conversation between 4 professors. Professor Buhalis, Professor Chihan, Professor Ng from China, and another one is from New Zealand, I guess. I can't remember his name. They are talking about mobile commerce. Nowadays, almost everyone are talking about smartphones. People online using desktop? No. Most of people they are online using their smartphones. Okay. So that is one more characteristics that you guys have to consider when do your website for your company, for your clients, or for yourself. If you look into Wix.com on the left-hand side, on the up left-hand side of the screen, they have 2 options of view. One is desktop view and another one is smartphone view ataupun mobile view. Why they have this? Because most of our consumers nowadays, they are online using mobile. Jarang nak tengok macam orang pakai laptop, buka lah. It's very rare to see that. People nowadays, they are very want everything to be fast. Buka je tengok smartphone. Okay, so that is what we mean by mobile commerce. Mobile commerce juga ada kaitan, there's a connectivity with mobile work. Now the issue I still remember last time when I told to UPM about I can work from wherever I am, from wherever you are, from wherever you are. Like you guys now, ada dalam library, ada di rumah, ada di mana-mana saja. Everyone can do the learning process wherever they feel comfortable. And that is what one part of Google online digital Google Digital Garage want to implement. The real online learning process or the real online learning experience must not give some restriction of you have to do it in your house, you have to do it in your classroom. No, you don't have to do that because we are in a mobile technology nowadays. You can do wherever and whenever you are. Okay, so that is the concept of e-commerce also. All right. Anybody have question can just let me know, okay? Now, these are some of the e-commerce business model. Now, what is business model? Business model is how you do business. Last time, if you read from buku mana-mana buku marketing ke buku mana-mana pengurusan, they said, oh, last time we are doing system butter. Ya, orang dulu. Zaman neolitik ke paleolitik ke mesolitik ke dulu, dia tukar-tukar barang. Saya ada ayam, you ada ikan, okey, kita tukar exchange. Itu dulu. So the way of they doing business is what we call as business model. The way of how you are doing business is business model. Now, when internet was introduced, people are start to talk about a new business model. In other way, or in the layman words, we are trying to tell everyone what is the way of doing business with the introduction of internet. Business model is macam mana cara kita buat business. And when let's say during the pandemic, since last year until now, either you like it or not, you have to change the business model of your food company of doing business. If you want to stay and stick at the old business model where you cook and people come and buy from you, they are dining in your restaurant. You insist that that is your business model and I don't want to change this business model. Until forever, your company, your restaurant are not transforming and won't get the benefits of e-commerce. That's why we are introducing the word transformation. We are introducing the word digitalization. And then with this transformation, all the businesses, not only in food industry, any businesses that want to venture into e-commerce, they have to change the way of doing business, the way of they are selling their product, or in other words, they have to change their business models. Okay, and these are the benefits, or these are the outcomes that we get. Online direct marketing. Dulu kita ada orang ketiga, orang yang buat iklan. Ada soalan kan? Okay. If you want to do everything is based on you. Okay, online direct marketing. You are the person that name your business, your own price. You make your comparison and find you give more option to the users. Users nowadays, I still remember when last 2 years when Tun Mahathir are talking about the new environment. Tun Mahathir sebut we have to strengthen the consumerization. Dalam parlimen dia sebut kita kena memperkukuhkan consumerization. Apa itu consumerization? Ilmu kepenggunaan. Sebab kalau rakyat kita guna internet and the new business model, but we don't enhance our people to have a high level of consumerization, they will be tenggelam dalam dunia e-commerce. Sebab apa? One of the benefits that be given to all the consumer is to make a comparison, find the best price. Kalau dia tak tahu, dia masih lagi berada dalam business model yang lama. Oh, this is the price. Okeylah, terima saja. That is not supposed to be the new e-commerce business model plan. The new business model is that you have the price of restaurant A, you make the comparison with B, with C, with D. Ya, macam saya itu saya buat comparison restoran Chef Wan. Apa nama restoran Chef Wan baru tu? Siapa tahu? Chef Wan buka satu restoran. Saya pun abang saya ajak pergi. Saya comparekan harga dia punya one of the dessert dengan harga dessert tu dengan jual kat depan rumah saya ni online juga. Harga depan ni lagi murah, lagi besar, lagi sedap. lagi fresh daripada Chef Wan. Lepas tu mak saya kata, kau tak payah pergi. That is the consumerization. Ya. Pengetahuan pengguna ni perlu ada so that we can make the bargain. The whole idea of e-commerce ni, jangan kita ingat, we cannot think that the e-commerce business model ni benefits the company. No. Actually, the whole idea of e-commerce business model is to give benefits to the user themselves also. Why? Because more options. When there is more option, users can make more comparison. And they can make more demand. Macam hari ni orang kata ayam lah mahal lah apalah semua. Cuba buat jualan tu dalam online. People can make comparison. Siapa yang mahal, kita boycott. Jangan beli dekat Pak Abu. Pak Abu punya bisnes lingkup tak? Lingkup. Sebab itu saya ingat Tun Mahathir sebut dalam parlimen waktu tu, we have to enhance our people idea of consumerization. Jangan nak minta Datuk Nazim je buat dalam PPIM, Persatuan Pengguna Islam Malaysia. Dia seorang yang bercakap. Dulu kita ada Prof Hamdan, Persatuan Pengguna Malaysia. Tapi sekarang tak ada. So e-commerce is not benefiting organization. It's benefits also all the users. Okay? And then kita tengok viral marketing. Now viral marketing ni, okay, one part it is benefits the organization, companies or any of the food outlets for instance. But you have to bear in mind, viral is coming from the users. Yeah, if the user say good, it might be good. But if you go there, for instance, saya dulu 3 tahun lepas, 4 tahun lepas, punyalah Bangang bin Bahlul, Dr. Farid. Dia tengok viral of this ABC di Kelang. Dia pun pergi. Bulan puasa tu pergi tu. Sekali saya pergi dengan kawan saya, one of my best friend. We go and then I said to him, your restaurant punya ABC lagi sedap daripada dia. Tahu pun kau orang ajak pergi Kelang buat apa? Saya sanggup daripada Serdang masa tu pergi ke Subang Jaya, ambil kawan saya pergi ke Kelang. Semata-mata nak buka puasa dengan ABC viral di Kelang. Semuanya tak ada apa, dia letak Musang King je. So viral ni, it must come from you. Okay? And as for instance, saya yang terkena tu, saya boleh buat viral pula. Mengatakan yang dia tidak bagus dan seumpamanya. So this is the new business model of e-commerce. It's not played by one system saja, by one side of the market, but it also can be played by all the players. Okay, so that is one of the beauty, I can say beauty lah, the beauty of e-commerce. Now, these are some other component of e-business model, e-commerce business model. Online auction, macam saya sebut tadi, dalam eBay, you can auction for one thing, you put prices and then you leave it. Product customization, this is everything is being doing lah. Nah, ice cream pun ada macam-macam ice cream. Kan? Customization ni is referring to what you want. What the consumer want. And this is the beauty of e-commerce. Okay, membership, marketplaces. Now, marketplaces ni, one of the biggest marketplace is in Alibaba. That was the reason why I want you guys to have Alibaba punya Alibaba.com punya membership, because we want to cater the market which is big. Saya agri food. Our government under Kementerian Pertanian buka agri apa saya tak ingat lah, platform. Marketplace ni sometimes we call it as a platform. Now, when you talk about marketplaces ni, you want a platform that you can sell to many people. You tak nak a marketplace which you cannot sell to many people. Katalah Shopee tu hanya boleh jual di Negeri Sembilan, nak you all jual barang dah. Pusing-pusing orang ni je, pusing-pusing orang tu je. So that is not the idea of e-commerce. E-commerce, there is no boundaries. Kalau your marketplace is within your country saja, macam apa yang government nak buat sekarang ni, jual barang pertanian di kalangan orang Malaysia saja. Yang pun di kalangan dia juga. So the minda tidak terbuka, the concept of e-commerce pun tidak dipahami oleh mereka. Sebab tu kita, the first thing, kalau you all ingat, Tun Mahathir dulu, first thing dia lepas pegang jawatan, dia pergi ke China. Dia visit Alibaba. Sebab apa? Dia tahu the opportunity for Alibaba, and not only him, before that, Datuk Seri Najib. Nanti saya share satu blueprint of Malaysia blueprint yang dibuat oleh kabinet zaman Datuk Seri Najib. Our plan to become a digital citizen, because we know that at the moment the biggest marketplace is Alibaba. Either you like it or not, you have to make friend with them. You have to make friend with them supaya our people can get through into the market easily. Bila market, our people can get into the marketplace very easily. So our people can sell more, can have the bigger market, can have the bigger market share. That was the idea of Datuk Seri Najib and juga Tun Dr. Mahathir. That's why they want to Alibaba. Tapi sekarang saya tak faham. Kerajaan sekarang ni yang terkini, dia nak tengok kelangan Malaysia. So it beat the benefits of e-commerce. E-commerce, we have learned, you all pun dah buat a very good job dalam explaining world is flat. World is flat. The opportunity is equal to everyone. Why we don't want to sell our product to the world? Kenapa nak jual produk kita di kalangan kita saja? So that is not a very good movement to do lah. We have to sell our product to China. Go ahead, you sell. Barulah orang dapat tahu, oh orang Malaysia ada, katalah ada apa? Ada jual kuih samprit ke apa kan tak tahulah. Contoh saya sebut sebab saya baru makan sahur tadi makan kuih samprit. Nak jual, kalau orang kata baru makan kan Dr. Farid tak puasa dia kata. Kuih samprit kita nak jual tu, kita nak jual. Just imagine we want to jual our kuih samprit di kalangan orang Malaysia juga. Market tu kecil. We want to use the bigger market. Itu Shopee and lain tu dia Asia Tenggara boleh. So we have to think big in this sense. Now the next thing is major e-commerce mechanism. Okay, electronic catalogs, storefront, e-marketplace, e-malls. Ini semua yang you all dah main-main dalam Lazada, dalam Shopee, all other things lah. Okay, saya tak nak elaborate more on that. Now, I opened the story of Alibaba that day. Saya tak ingat dalam which lab I did mention. The evolution of Alibaba.com is when nobody else want to go out to buy things for other people. But Jack Ma and his group during the sesama burung, they think big of how to help other people. Like I said, kalau siapa dah tengok video Mr. Eric daripada futur.com tu, marketing is not selling product. Marketing is doing an opportunity to do good things for other people. So Jack Ma also have to uphold this principle. And what he did was, orang semua duduk dalam rumah, they go out and buy toilet papers for other people. Sell, deliver until the front door of the house. Now, when this is happening, I did tell you guys that within a month, he get a lot of profits. And sampai dia terpaksa guna dia own money, what they call as Alipay. Alipay ni sampai sekarang, kalau siapa-siapa perasan, touch and go, bawah tu dia tulis product of Alipay. Actually, Alipay dah beli half of the share. And recently saya tengok Shopee pun dah buat Shopee Pay. Now, this is to facilitate people to do transaction online. You dulu, masa saya dulu, saya nak beli buku ni, saya kata kan, saya nak beli buku DOI ni. During my time, I have to apply for credit card. But until now, I'm not using the credit card to buy this book. I beli benda-benda lain. Now, credit card is something which is a burden to the user. Okay. Now, it beats the purpose of electronic commerce. Electronic commerce want everyone to be happy. Yeah. To spend as what you are available, you manage to spend, not overspend out of your limits. That's why they come up with a lot of more electronic payment mechanism. Dulu you all, anak buah saya sekarang dia boleh guna online transaction sebabnya boleh guna account bank. Ya, dulu ada credit card. Dulu zaman saya tidaklah jauh mana pun, 2005, 2008. You need to have a credit card for you to do transaction online. But now what's happening? Everything is transformed. Transform for goodness. Transform so that to allow everybody. Because the whole idea of this electronic commerce is to let everyone to venture in it. Not only those people are rich, not only people who are have overflow of money, but anyone that wanted to try to get the best product at the best price, they have the opportunity to buy things. Yeah. Internet is meant for all. Saya cakap selalu saya sebut. Internet is meant for all. So that's why they come up with all this e-thing. Yeah. Macam yang terbaru is e-wallets. Yeah, e-wallets. One of my master student buat research on e-wallet. Yeah. E-wallet macam mana semalam saya pergi pasar Ramadan, ada makcik tu pun letak e-wallet. Saya kata, bagus makcik. Beli kuih bayar pakai e-wallet. Saya gembira. Sebab saya have a problem with my card, tak boleh nak keluar duit cash. Saya sekarang ni, duit saya semua digital. Tak ada duit cash. Yeah. Saya pergi pasar Ramadan, dia ada e-wallet punya lambang. I'm very glad. Setiap kali saya nampak e-wallet tu, saya kata, bagus bang ada e-wallet. Because it lets everyone to feel, to experience what is e-commerce is all about. Yeah. So the latest invention in payment mechanism ni ialah e-wallets. Yeah. So that is pretty much what I want to cover on this. Ini contoh-contoh je lah. Octopus ni saya pernah ada. Ini untuk naik bas. Kalau tak saya ini di Thailand ni. Thailand ataupun di China. Saya di Thailand. Saya pernah ada benda ni. Dulu naik bas pun kita kena pakai duit tambang. Siapa pernah naik bas 20 katakan, bas mini 20 ataupun bas mini 222. Bas mini 20 tu betul-betul belakang rumah saya ni. Macam setan dia bawa. Bas tu macam boleh terbalik. Pakai duit siapa yang sini, anybody here yang pernah experience guna apa nama tu? Apa panggil tiket bas. Tiket bas. Nah, tiket bas pun tak reti dah saya. Tiket bas. Sekarang you all semua naik pakai kad. Kalau boleh pakai jam ke apa, pakai jam. Apa pakai phone. Dulu kami tak ada. Dulu kena tunggu pakcik bas. Arwah datuk saudara saya memang dia bas Trijaya tu punya konduktor bas. Daripada jauh, dia bagi. Sekarang dah tak ada. So these are the good things that e-commerce trying to transform the whole scenario of we doing business in our life today. Cuma macam saya kata tadilah, kalau dia tidak ada connectivity, not every single part of our life, tak semua tempat kita merasakan kemajuan ni, maka we cannot feel the e-commerce punya evolution ni. Anybody here never buy online? Ada yang tak pernah beli apa-apa online? Semua pernah? Okay, that's good. That's good.
Pernah.
Siapa yang tak pernah tu?
Saya cakap pernah.
Pernah, okay, pernah, okay. So siapa yang tak pernah tu, you should try. Yeah. But please don't get addicted to buying online lah. Itu bahaya juga tu, get addicted nanti setiap kali dia bayar, dia beli. Tiba-tiba COD lagi hebat. Saya cakap ni kan mak saya terasa kat sebelah. Tiba-tiba dah ada kan telekung sampai, siapa beli? Siapa? Saya tak ada order, saya tak ada order. Puan Rohana, cash on delivery. Dia keluar tongkat dia, mak bayar. Okay. So these are the new ways of doing business in e-commerce punya environment. Okay. So any questions so far? We look into benefits sekejap. We look into benefits sekejap. Okay, apa agaknya? What do you think? What are the benefits of e-commerce? Anybody? Benefits ataupun limitation lah. Apa kekurangan, apa kelebihan kita membuat perniagaan melalui e-commerce?
Save time.
Save time, okay. Correct, betul. Ada?
The customer cannot directly in touch with the things.
Okay. You cannot beli baju tak boleh nak rasa. Betul? Beli kuih raya tak boleh nak rasa. Itu Siti Hajar tengah buat kuih raya ke? Tak, saya kat tengok kuih raya dapat macam tengah pegang jam ke apa tu, bukan? Bukan. Okey, kita buat kuih raya. Betul? Betul apa ni, apa yang Ainul sebut tadi, kita tak boleh nak rasa, alright? We cannot touch. Lain?
Safety.
Safety. What do you mean by safety? Hafizah?
Macam contoh orang tu ada banyak duit, lepas tu kalau melalui e-wallet dia selamat sikit sebab orang tak ragut ke apa dia.
Betul. Yang makcik-makcik bawa keluar dari kedai emas Makmur Gold, orang Kelantan kan. Bawa beli bang kemas sampai ke sini kan. Tak adalah nak kena ragut ke apa kan. Dia boleh shopping terus. Okay, good. Safety in that sense. Betul? It's true kan. Macam saya tak bawa cash kan. Saya rasa gembira hidup saya. Tapi kalau tiba-tiba handphone bateri habis, menggelupur lah. Alamak, bateri habis, mati lah. Kong, macam mana nak bayar? Masa tu baru menggelupur. Masa tu nak duit. Okay, Okay, lain?
Easy to
Increase
search
opportunity.
for the customer.
Okay, Ifah dulu.
For customer, they easy to search what they want to buy.
Easy to search what they want to buy. Okay, banyak alternatif. Kalau tak adalah Ariani saja tudung kan. Ariano lah, apalah macam-macam nama keluar kan. Atikah dengan shopping rasanya muka dia tengah tengok tu, bukan? Okay, Fatihah.
Increase opportunity for small business.
Opportunity, betul? Kadang-kadang market yang tak sampai kan. Okay, good. Lain? Ada lain?
Need internet
Keburukan
connection.
theft.
Apa tu? Internet connection. Asirah dulu.
Keburukan dia theft. Courier punya problem yang macam kes campak-campak barang, lepas tu dia orang buka-buka curi.
Apa JT Express tu habis masa tu saya ada order barang juga. Barang saya
Last
antara
year pos laju raya, baju tak dapat.
baju tak dapat. You pun experience.
No.
Ingatkan betul. Saya ada terima last year tu. Bila tengok dalam berita, I saw in the news all the JT product tu buat mogok kan. Capak-capak barang pun, barang saya pun ada kat situ. Saya call my friend, where's my thing? You watch the news or not? Not my problem lah. Betul, itu ada kemungkinan. Kalau post laju lepas raya pun dapat. Itu lagi pula. Tadi siapa yang sebut tadi?
Need internet connection.
Yes, internet connection. That is what the Nisa itu yang government nak buat hari ni tu. The intention is very good. We hope that it should be happening. Ya. Sebabnya kita banyak kawasan-kawasan, especially we have to bear in mind tempat-tempat those places outskirt from the city. Ya. Macam katalah orang-orang apa? Di Ulu Temeling kata contoh. Alah doktor, orang asli apa kata belik, dia orang tak? Dia still human kan? Dia rakyat Malaysia juga. Dia pun need to have all this access. Alah orang Ulu Temeling guna ke? We never know. Yeah. As a good government, we have to give the access to everyone. Either they use it or they not use it. That is the second issue. The first issue, we provide to them or not. Itu benda perkara pertama. Okay. Kadang-kadang kat sini pun macam hari tu tiba-tiba elektrik tak ada. Ada kat KL boleh tak ada elektrik. Kan pelik tu. So those are the things that we should consider. Okay. So if this type of question come out in your final exam, pretty much I think you guys can answer lah. Okay. So So these are some of the benefits, some of the limitation in the notes. You guys boleh baca benda ni. 24/7, 24/7, and you relate back with anywhere and anytime the business can be run. Okay. There is one time my friend Mr. Steven, he is the main instructor for Alibaba.com. He used to be a normal engineer but then become a millionaire because people can make order waktu dia tengah tidur. Orang tu call daripada Malaysia ke dari Southeast Asia, but the product that he wanted to order is in China. China is already naik masa tu. So that is the benefits. Time in terms of 24/7. Yeah, there is no limitation of time and so on and so forth. So those are the things that I would like to cover for this class. Okay. Ada apa-apa soalan lain sebelum I think I will wrap up the class for this week. Up to that, ada apa-apa soalan? Apa perbezaan? Dulu, if you guys siapa yang follow, dulu kita ada e-lelong, lelong.my, yeah. I know the CEO. They all are very, very marah bila Datuk Seri Najib nak perkenalkan Alibaba di Malaysia. Dia kata, kenapa tak mau tolong Cina Malaysia, mau tolong Cina-Cina, dia kata. I was laughing like hell, Mr. Josh. I said to Mr. Josh, I said that maybe your product, your platform is not big enough. Malaysians want to sell their product outside Malaysia. Because lelong.my, they only give the boundaries is among Malaysians. So if you want jual tudung, saya ada cerita kawan saya, a Chinese friend of mine, sell keroncang, brush. Ya, yang beli orang Cina, mainland, dia dapat 20,000 satu bulan, 20,000. So that kind of mentality that we want. We want a bigger and more opportunity for all. So after dia kata, you mesti orang Najib, dia kata saya. Kawan saya cakap. Saya kata, it don't matter I orang Najib ke, I orang apa ke. But the idea is, people of Malaysia, we know that we can sell. Our product is good. Yeah, we want to sell our product to overseas. There is no issues about that. But there is one thing that I want you guys to think about. Lepas ni kan habiskan kelas kan cuba fikir, bawa sampai ke buka kan duduk renung tepi meja makan kan, biar mak tanya apa benda kamu fikir tu. Saya fikir tentang food industry. Is there any issues that we can relate with food industry? Yeah, food service especially. Betul, we are talking about we want to broaden our market. But how about food service industry? Can we also benefit the same thing? Ini saya tak nak jawab, saya tak suruh you all jawab, cuba fikir. How is food service industry can broaden our market by using this? Is it possible? Yes, because if you see how kita tak naklah compare, nanti doktor ni compare restoran 888 dengan McDonald's. But that is food service kan? McDonald's tu food service. They have done a very good job in make use of all this. You know that McDonald's you can order by their own punya online delivery, and you can also order by other subsidiaries kan? You boleh order gunakan Food Panda, you boleh guna pakai Food Grab. Tapi dia punya main still there. So I want you guys to go back and think about how our industry, food service industry, can benefit, or what can we still do to convince our food service player ni to jump into this e-commerce juga. Dulu Acik Limah tak tahu pun boleh jual dalam online. Tapi thanks to COVID, sebab tu saya kata kadang-kadang kita have to thanks to COVID juga. Kalau COVID tak berlaku, kita masih lagi pergi ke Padang. Kalau di Serdang masih beli di Padang lagi. Tak ada delivery. Tapi now, saya rasa everything have changed. So I just want you guys to think about this. Saya tak suruh tulis karangan pun, yang risau lama doktor nak raya suruh buat assignment ke, tak ada. I just you to think how we food service industry can benefit out of this transformation of e-commerce. Boleh? Tu saya punya assignment untuk setiap seorang. Perlu tulis ke doktor? Tak perlu tulis. PK dah genung. Tanya kawan-kawan ke keluarga, your family members. What do you think kalau kita tak nak jual, apa agaknya our food service industry will be if we are not joining this transformation? Apa agaknya? Orang masih kenapa saya bagi satu contoh the cases are raising up sekarang hiking. Orang Selangor saya kena perintah berkurung balik dah. Tak boleh keluar. Orang Selangor 9 daerah tu termasuk daerah saya, Mak. Saya cakap, Mak, tak apalah Mak, kita bertafakur je lah. 10 malam terakhir ni bertafakur lah, tak payah shopping, tak payah apa je. Now just imagine, last year, ini my hairdresser yang bagi saya. Farid Farid, do you think you will die if you don't go to that pasar Ramadan? Cina Frankie nama dia, Mr. Frankie, APT hairdresser dekat Setiawangsa. You mati ke kalau you tak pergi? Kau ni Frankie mulut kau cakap kan. Tak apalah, you pun mulut macam ini juga. Saya cakap tanya you terus terang katanya. Saya cakap saya punya aunty datang daripada Ipoh dia. Mati-mati mau pergi sana Pudu Market. Saya tanya sama saya aunty, aunty you siau ke kalau tak ada pergi sana? Aunty dia pun pening kepala dengan soalan dia. So saya nak tanya you guys just to take this scenario to close our class today. Last year, the same pandemic that we are having, tak ada bazar Ramadan, mati ke kita? Mati ke kita kalau kita tak pergi bazar Ramadan tahun lepas? Boleh je kan? Tapi tahun ni kita sampai, ni dah PKP ni, Selangor dah PKP. 6 daerah ni, 9 daerah ke 6 daerah ni. Tapi masih lagi nak buat bazar Ramadan. Sedangkan dulu boleh buat bazar Ramadan online. Orang boleh berniaga, tak boleh. Banyak tak order. Saya ingat lagi tahun lepas saya ada order. Apa nama tu? Apa yang pakai buluh yang isi apa isi pisang pula, isi apa ni ikan tu apa ni? Apa tu? Otak-otak. Saya beli otak-otak. Pergi masuk dalam bazar Ramadan online. Food Grab. And I can still buy that. Why suddenly this year we know that the case are very hiking, we still nak juga bazar Ramadan? Itu something to ponder tu. Sedangkan kalau kita buat online bazar Ramadan, semua orang safe, the number of cases goes down. Ingat tahun lepas kita ingat tak lama pun, setahun yang lalu. Kes waktu hari raya tu goes down, walaupun hari raya kita tak boleh balik kampung, 2 minggu lepas tu kerjaan kata okey, semua orang boleh balik kampung, kan semua orang happy. So again I have to conclude this class by saying that behind all the technology there is a human. Kalau orang Kedah kata, kalau mana Imran, kalau manusia tu ketegak, tak boleh nak buat lagu mana, tak buat lagu mana pun. So by saying that, whatever benefits that we have in e-commerce, whatever limitation, we have to base back on what is our need versus what is our needs and keperluan dengan juga kehendak. Kehendak dan keperluan ni kena we have to prioritize. Kalau dalam keadaan COVID macam ni, masih lagi nak juga hantar-hantar kaki, nak juga bazar Ramadan, saya pun tak tahulah. Kita dah perkenalkan e-commerce. Kita dah perkenalkan pada boleh buat bazar Ramadan online. Kelantan dulu boleh buat tak? Buat apa tahun ni tak boleh buat? Tahun ni nak gok pergi jalan-jalan, lega-lega kampung. Gapo dia sehat nak ke? Kenapa kita perlu buat benda tu? Sedangkan dah ada, the thing is in front of us. To be safe, dapat makan dengan gembira, saya gembira dapat saya punya otak-otak. Kenapa kita tak terus gunakan otak dengan teknologi yang ada ni untuk stay safe? Okay, saya pun semalam pergi je pasal Ramadan bersama mak saya, pergi dah tengok. Saya terpaksa pergi. Okay, any question, any comments or whatsoever before saya end up our class today? Tak ada So if there is none for group 1 yang tak jumpa lagi saya lepas ni sampai lepas buka puasa, lepas buka puasa, lepas Hari Raya, I wish to say selamat Hari Raya. Okay. Minggu depan tak ada kelas jangan pula ada yang masuk dalam ni tunggu mana doktor ni, lepas tu dia bagi tahu kat Farhani, Dr. Farid tak datang. Okay. So next week hari Khamis InsyaAllah Hari Raya. So I wish you guys selamat Hari Raya. For the non-Muslim, happy festive, happy holiday. And bagi group 2, we'll see you guys again. I'll see you guys again on Friday insyaAllah. Saya akan catch up untuk lab yang hari Jumaat lepas saya akan buat untuk minggu ni juga. So we have a lot to cover for group 2. So I think that's all for today, for this week. So thank you. Ya, saya ada soalan.
Sorry, saya nak tanya.
Yes.
Semalam saya punya group ada hantar email kat doktor. Doktor ada dapat tak email invitation?
Saya tak check lagi. Pasal jadual hari Ahad ni Okay, nanti saya check. And then I will respond to the email, okay?
Thank you, doktor.
Okay, thank you, I know. Alright. Bagi kumpulan lain ada apa-apa soalan?
Doktor,
Ya, Farhan.
saya tanya sini je. Doktor free tak?
Free.
Alah, line saya. Ini bencinya.
Saya free hari Sabtu ni, saya free.
Sabtu ni doktor free tak?
Saya free, insyaAllah.
Okay. Hari Sabtu ni meeting dengan Puan Nazrin untuk tunjuk website.
Okay, boleh, insyaAllah. Bagi saya email invitation, nanti saya boleh jawab macam kumpulan Ainul bagi.
Boleh.
Alright, okay. Thanks Farhani. Okay, lain ada apa-apa soalan?
Doktor, kalau tak sempat, macam minggu ni tak sempat,
Siapa yang bertanya tu? Fatihah.
saya Fatihah.
Daripada grup mana ni?
Baking.
Baking, okay. Saya ada, kalau tak sempat macam mana? Ada permintaan apa-apa?
Maksudnya maybe lepas raya.
Lepas Hari Raya. Ni permintaan ke daripada Fatihah ke? Ada kumpulan lain, grup tu ada permintaan seumpama ni?
Saya group tu.
Grup tu, okey. Saya okeylah sebabnya sekarang tak tidur malam pula kan. Sebab nak tunggu lab hari Jumaat kan. Okey, saya dah announce kepada grup 1 semalam. Diorang simpan rahsia, baguslah grup 1. Saya suka budak-budak dia simpan rahsia rupanya. Okey, saya dah extend kan. For those company yang tak boleh, yang cannot make it for this week, I allow you guys to have the CEO presentation on week 8. A week after Raya. Siapa yang belum arrange, sama-sama. Okay. So saya dah agree sebab saya nak tunggu dulu ada wakil daripada group 1, group 2 yang minta. So Fatihah mewakili group 2 lah kot. So saya bagi peluang. So if those company cannot make it this week, okay, you can always arrange for week 8, a week after Raya. Can we do that? Boleh Okay, itu saya hadiah untuk hari raya lah daripada saya. Nak bagi kuih raya tak boleh. So that is hadiah daripada saya untuk semua orang. Okay. Ada apa soalan lain? Tak ada tu dah tiup trompet gembira dah tu. Okay, terima kasih for all the signs. So I see you guys for group 2. I see you guys this Friday. Okay, and for group 1 have a lovely raya. And I see you guys Friday, and also I see you guys back next Monday after Raya. Anything, please keep in touch with me, okay? Okay, thank you very much, guys. Bye-bye. Terima
Thank
kasih.
you, Doktor.
Thank you, Doktor. Selamat Raya.
Thank you, Doktor. Selamat Raya.
Do take care, alright?
Bye.
Salam kat mak saya, insyaAllah. Tak boleh.
Maaf saya batin Doktor.
Saya batin, insyaAllah. Saya cakap tu yang sekali, okay?